Hello everybody, welcome back to another baseball reference deep dive with Zany Baseball, where we type random into the search bar on baseball reference and we see what we get. We dive into the depths of baseball lore and we try to learn something here on this little series that we've got going on. Last time we've got a 1904 game between the Detroit Tigers and the Washington Senators, one of the worst teams of all time. And somehow the Washington Senators came out on top by a score of 11-5. And we got a Swede on the mound for the Senators. Only won 5 games that season, but it was Beanie Jacobson who had the complete game winner for the Washington Senators. We also saw Sam Crawford, who's the all-time triples leader in all of baseball history. Had 309 triples over the course of his career. And we got to see him. He is a Hall of Famer, so he was kind of the star of last episode. But, as we always do, we're going to hit random, and we'll see what we get. Oh, we got a player this time. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is going to be super fun. Tim Laker is our guy. Negative WAR over the course of his career. Let's see how long he played. Oh, 2 years. Wait, no. 1 year. No. Is that it? He's got player statistics. What am I missing here? It looks like there should be some batting stats right here. Am I missing? Oh, there we go. Okay. So we've got... Wait, so is that... No, okay. There we go. So he pitched a couple of times, but he was not a pitcher. All right, that makes a little bit more sense. I saw these offensive numbers, and I was like, wait, what? So we've got Tim Laker, a primary catcher, 6'2", 185 pounds, righty-righty, out of Encino, California, one of many, I assume, players that come out of California. Yes, 2,500 to be exact. And hopefully it reloads. Come back. We need to learn more about Tim Laker. Oh no. This is really scary. Oh no. Respond. No. Let's type in Tim Laker. No, I want to learn more about Tim Laker. What's going on with Tim Laker? A guy I've never heard of before, but he could be an absolutely exceptional pull. All right, let's exit this page. Aw, snap, something went wrong. Baseball reference. Don't ask me why my most recent player to look at is Elvis Alvarado. All right, there we go. Tim Laker. Let's bring him back up here. So, 55 years old as of right now. He was drafted by the Royals in the 49th round of the 1987 draft out of Simi Valley High School in California. Let's see how many other players came out of there. We've got some other drafted players. Not a lot. Looks like nobody's actually... did anybody else make the majors? Is this just all... Okay, yeah. So, if you get to these pages... When you get to the draft specifically, if they have a blue outline, then it does mean that they made it to the major leagues. So all these players, you can look at their minor league stats as well, but these are the players that made it to the major leagues. This guy was signed, but he never made it to the majors. That stinks. So 49th round in 1987, Tim Laker is the worst player to come out of Simi Valley High School, and it's kind of his own fault, it seems like. A couple other guys, they just kind of existed for a little bit. And then this other guy, Scott Radinsky, with the White Sox, it was actually the year before. So this high school produced 2 draft picks in back-to-back years. They must have been decent. So he was not signed out of Simi Valley High School. He was then drafted in the 6th round the year later out of Oxnard College. Oxnard College in California. I've never heard of this place. Oxnard College. A lot of players have been taken out of here. Most recently, Darius Vines making it. No way. There's no way. Are you kidding me? This is my second favorite baseball player of all time. I love Jack Wilson. Jack Wilson was my childhood. This is awesome. So he also went to Oxnard College. I am astounded right now. I did not realize that. That is amazing. So statistically speaking, Jack Wilson is the second best player to come out of Oxnard College. So Kevin Gross, pitcher, is a fine pitcher. His whip is up there, though. That's not ideal. Played a long time. Oh, my goodness. That is amazing. So Tim Laker went to the same college that Jack Wilson did. My second favorite baseball player of all time. You could make an argument that he is my favorite baseball player because he was the one that I first grew up with. And then Andrew McCutchen came around, and obviously he's going to take that. But Jack Wilson is my second favorite baseball player. Actually, I'm going to say Andrew McCutchen is 1A, Jack Wilson is 1B. So effectively, my favorite baseball player of all time came out of the same place that this random Tim Laker came out of. That is incredible. That is incredible. This is the type of stuff that happens when you hit random on Baseball Reference and the stuff that you learn. This is awesome. I love it. So he made his MLB debut on August 18th, 1992. So that was 4 years after he was drafted and signed. He was 22 when he debuted. And then his last game was June 18th of 2006. He was 36 years old, so I mean, he played a long time. Began in Montreal. Only played in a handful of games. Only played in a handful of games with Montreal entirely. Did not play in 1994. Looks like he was probably just in the minor leagues that year, I would assume. And then in 96, he was injured. Did not play that season. Made his way to Baltimore in 1997. So let's start to look at these the transaction history for Mr. Laker here. So he was waived. He was waived by the Expos in 97 and selected off of waivers by the Orioles. Was granted free agency after the year. Then signed with the Devil Rays. Was this the first year of the Devil Rays? Yeah, this was. This was the inaugural season of the Devil Rays. So he was one of the first players ever to play for this Devil Rays team. That's intriguing. He only played 6 games for them. Huh. Or wait. Yeah. Only 3 games. 6 at-bats. He had 1 hit. Most of his time was as a catcher. Played a little bit of first base, it looks like, this year, too. Okay, so then he moved to Pittsburgh. How was that? He was granted free agents. Wait. Signed a contract. Okay, he was granted free agency in the 98 season, like halfway through the year, so I would assume that he was sent down. Signed as a free agent by the Pirates, released by the Pirates later that year. Signed with the Dodgers. And then he was traded back to the Pirates for Jason Ryan. Who the heck is this guy? All right, so just a random pitcher who never actually ended up pitching for either the Pirates or the Dodgers. He's a player to be named later. Wait a minute. He was a player to be named later, but it was 2 years after the fact. That's a little crazy. And then he just kind of flip-flopped around, was granted free agency, then he would sign. Granted free agency, then he would sign. Okay, so then his salary, at least in the years that it was calculated, I mean, he didn't make much. It was probably around league minimum. So now let's kind of go back into these other seasons. So 98-99, he didn't play much with the Pirates, so I was not alive to see him play with them. Cleveland, though. 2006 with Cleveland. I was definitely watching baseball at this point. Eric Wedge is the manager. Did this team have... Yes, I do remember watching this team. Jake Westbrook, Cliff Lee, CC Sabathia, Paul Bird. Yeah, I remember watching this team. Roberto Hernandez, also known as Fausto Carmona. I did not learn that until like a year ago. I was trying so desperately to find Fausto Carmona on Baseball Reference, and I'm like, did I just completely make up a player in my mind and he just doesn't exist? But in reality, he changed his name. So what was his best year? Let's find his best year. A -2 WAR player. His best time was with Cleveland. 2003, 52 games, had 3 home runs, that tied a career high. I guess, what was it? 98. 98 between two teams. Let's find that. 98 between two teams. Not exactly what I wanted there. So, actually, I'm going to refresh this page, see if I can get the breakdown of both of those two. Okay, so 98 between the Rays and Pirates. Obviously, he only played 17 games, so that was not a lot for him. Had 1 home run that year, 10 hits in 29 at bats. So yeah, that's a pretty good batting average that year. Most games played was 95 with the Expos. Below average hitter, had 20 RBIs. Yeah, so this I would say that this 2003 season was probably his like best year if you were to oh, that's not what I wanted. 2003 with Cleveland. Let's see who was on this Cleveland team. They were not good. Johnny Peralta was on the team at that point. Casey Blake. Yeah, and then their pitching staff. Sabathia was there. This was young Sabathia. Jake Westbrook was there. They didn't really have. I mean, this was kind of the dark ages for the Indians, and then once you started to get like a little bit into the mid 2000s, that's when the Indians started to take off a little bit more. So he only played 4 games in 2006, his last little bit. He did have a hit in his last game. Let's kind of take a look at this game. See what we can find here when his last hit was. So he was hitting. Where's our guy? Tim Laker. Okay. It was a wild pitch. He was batting. He did not really factor in. He struck out a moment later. He struck out again. Single to left field in the top of the 5th inning off of Jeremy Gonzalez. So that was the last time our guy Tim Laker had a hit in the major leagues. Let's look at this first game, too. He must have just been a defensive replacement, I would assume. Oh, wow. He came in for Gary Carter? Wow. Talk about... Wow, look at that. Tim Laker replaces Gary Carter. Let's see when this was. Yeah. Top of the 8th inning. Tim Laker replaces Gary Carter, batting 6th and catching. Did he have any defensive stuff in this game? I wonder. I don't know if I can find that or not. Errors. Ken Hill, no, that's not what we're looking for. Errors, no. Ooh, okay, here's one thing. Deion Sanders was on this team, and he stole a base. Huh. So no stolen bases for the Expos, and this was off of Gary Carter. So both of the, yeah, that's interesting. So Gary Carter was 0 for 3. This was at the end of his career. 1992, that's our year, right? Yep, 1992. So this was at the end of Gary Carter's career. What day was this? August 18th. I wonder how, like, was this like the very end of Gary Carter's career? Not quite. So he did end up playing later on, but but he was replaced for Tim Laker. So I guess this was kind of the point where they were starting to realize that maybe Gary Carter was on his way out. I mean, these are not very good numbers. Tim Laker comes in. Let's see if he did anything afterwards. I can't imagine he did necessarily. So he replaces him here. He did not get an at-bat in this game. No, it doesn't look like it. Didn't get any action. All right, let's look at the next game. Let's see if when his first career start was. Let's see if he started the next game. Or no, that was the Braves. I need to do the Expos. They lost this one. Oh, the Braves were good that year. 92. Yeah, that would have been. So let's see if he played in this one. Okay, here's our guy, Tim Laker. He started. Yeah, he did start this game. So 1 for 3 with an RBI. Hey, good start to your career. Let's see when that came. So where was he batting in the order? He was batting. He's batting 8th. So the Expos. All right, here's Tim Laker. Yeah, there you go. First at bat. First career at bat. Look at that. Good for him. Tim Laker singles to right field off of Tom Glavine. Wow, look at that. There's some star power revolving Tim Laker in his major league debut. So he singles off of Tom Glavine to start his career. It looks like it was all downhill from there. Had an RBI ground out later in the game to give the Expos a 3-0 lead. It looks like they would hold on to it if I... Oh, no. Wait. No? Wait a minute. What did I read wrong? So we got a home run here, making it 2-0 Braves. And then Laker coming in later. Okay, Braves were up 3-0. So and then Laker made it 3-1 in the 7th off of Glavine. And then that was about all she wrote, because then after that, looks like Gary Carter came in to pinch hit. Yes, he did pinch. Vanderwall. So he pinch hit. Maybe he was announced as a pinch hitter? Is that right? He was announced as a pinch hitter, maybe. Where am I looking? Vanderwall. Not seeing it. It says he was a pinch hitter. Okay, so Tim Laker here. It was not this inning. Oh. What the heck happened here? Mike Stanton replaces pitching. So did he pinch hit in the middle of the at-bat? Interesting. Huh. So John Vanderwall pinch hits for Tim Laker, batting 8th, and then Gary Carter immediately pinch hits for John Vanderwall, batting 8th. So there was a whole mix-up there regarding our guy Tim Laker. So that's pretty cool. His first career hit was off of Tom Glavine. He replaced Gary Carter towards the end of his career, future Hall of Famer. And he went to the same college as Jack Wilson. That's a good pull. You would have never known. We've got the legend of Tim Laker here. We're all a bunch of numbers. Look at that. 53, 53, 19. Yeah. Crazy amount of numbers. 63 with the Pirates. That's when you know you're bad. That's tough. All right. Let's see what his D-WAR was. Average. Didn't do much. Caught stealing. Let's see how many caught stealings he had. I need to find fielding. There we go. Caught stealing. Yeah, 2003 was his best year. Catching 32.4% of runners. That's actually decent. That's decent. Yeah, that's all right. It's not too bad. He was probably splitting time. Who was he splitting time catching with? I don't think Kelly Shopik was there yet. Josh Bard. I'm not sure I was old enough to remember him. Oh, Victor Martinez. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Victor Martinez was around at this time. He was probably not a regular in 2003, but then, yeah, 2004 he really took off. He was one of the better players in the league for the early Cleveland Indians in that little range of '04 to like '09 when I was first starting to watch baseball. Nice. Well, Tim Laker, ladies and gentlemen, now you know about the legend of our Oxnard College, Simi Valley High School 49th round draft pick and 6th round draft pick out of the now defunct Montreal Expos. So cool stuff. Tim Laker. The fact that we pulled Jack Wilson in the depths of the archives there, that just made me really happy. So that makes this episode very much worth it. Oh, look at that. The Lake Show. That's a cool nickname. These are the types of things that I love looking at on Baseball Reference. It's just a fun thing to see the depths of baseball lore and to see how things worked out in different aspects. And hey, Tim Laker's now a part of your baseball vernacular. Anyways, that's all we have for this episode. And hey, next time we will do it just the same way we did this time. We'll type in random, we'll hit enter, and we'll see what we get on Baseball Reference in the next time we take a deep dive into the archives of baseball history. Thanks for listening. I'm Zany Baseball, and we will see you next time.